Surprise! I'm just full of surprises these days in my videos. First a baby, good morning, and now brown hair. I dyed my hair back last night with the help of my partner. I think we did a pretty good job. This color is called French Riviera by IGK hair. The lighting in here I'm still getting used to. There we go. I feel like maybe you can see a little bit better here. It's like a medium golden brown. I think it's about as close to my natural color as I'm gonna get out of a box without going too inky, because my hair is very dark but it's not black, and it looks very harsh on me to do like full on like level 4 or something like that. So this is 2 levels lighter than that. I'm really happy with it. When it's sunny, you'll see there's like a little bit more of like an auburn where the highlights are. And I think it suits me pretty well. So I love this dress. I clearly love it so much that I bought it in 2 other colors. It was a recommendation from Tijan Serena online, and I combined it with some Tahitian pearls to debut my new hair. If I leave you in this clip abruptly, it's because my mom arrived. She's coming to join me for brunch in like 2 minutes. I'm really hungry. I need to eat soon. My hands are like almost shaking a little bit. I have coffee going, and if you didn't catch my Nordstrom video, I announced my pregnancy there. We are so excited, so over the moon. I'm in my 2nd trimester, and I'm just gonna make my usual content interspersed with a little bit of fun baby stuff here and there, because that is what most of you said you were interested in seeing. So we are still in boxes in this new home that we moved into. Largely the move has to do with having a little bit more space amongst other reasons, and so we're still unboxing things, which felt like the perfect excuse to drink out of my favorite Christmas mug. And then I have my usual Pellegrino going. So I really enjoyed my phase as a blonde. I really don't have any regrets. I know a lot of people did not think it was a good idea, which is fair. I guess you're welcome. Now you get to look at me as a brunette again. But I thought it was really fun. It's what I did after passing the Washington bar as a kind of celebration to try something new and different. Passing the bar gave me gray hairs, which I didn't really cover, because part of what I wanted to do with dyeing my hair back to brown was to not put as much dye and chemicals on my roots while I'm pregnant, which is a personal decision. The medical jury has sort of like determined that it's no problem during pregnancy. You can do whatever you want with your hair. That's just how I feel. And, you know, the major driver was that there was no way I was gonna highlight my hair and dye it lighter at home. So dyeing it back to dark makes sense, because one of the things I'm really not feeling right now is 5 hours in a salon chair. I can't think of anything I would want to do less, honestly. And that is kind of what it took most visits, unfortunately. The route that I went, I guess I would do it again, but I would somehow find a way to do it differently, which I'm not even sure what that would be. But the way we did it at first was balayage. And it didn't quite lift the hair as much as I wanted it to. And then after that, she did like really small, like thin highlights combined with a root melt and toning. But because that's 3 different steps, and sometimes one of those steps needed to be fixed, it was like minimum 5 hours every single time. Sammy says hello. I feel like you haven't seen the kitties recently. Hi Sammy. They love their new place here because we have a lot of like beautiful trees in the background, and there are a lot of birds living in them and like little woodland creatures, and it's just like TV for them all day long. So if you hear them going crazy, that is why. But so yeah, that factored heavily into my decision, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I feel like it all kind of like worked out with my hair, and it'll probably need maybe like 1 more touch up before I give birth, but I'm okay with that because we do it so fast as well. I think it looks like I wanted it to, so that's a happy result. So today my mom and I are having a little mother-daughter Saturday, which I'm looking forward to, and she does not know that I dyed my hair back, so I'm gonna surprise her. She actually loved me as a blonde because she's a blonde too, and so it was really fun to sort of be twinning with her, but it is a lot more work for me to stay blonde than it is for her because I have these super dark roots coming in all the time. And I'll show you before clip that we took yesterday right before dyeing my hair. It really was like, I looked at the clip and I was like, it's time to do something. I waited as long as I could to grow out roots that I then wouldn't touch. And because of that, it was starting to look what I consider to be like a little bit skunky, like too high contrast for my taste. So yeah, we're gonna drive somewhere, have a nice brunch, and then see if we can get some local fruit, because I feel like sometimes here I just miss the fruit season because I just am busy and don't think about it. And you sometimes, like, you can't necessarily find local fruit in local grocery stores as easily as I could in Vancouver. So I found a place and we're gonna do that, and then maybe get a few plants. Hanging baskets would be a good lazy way to put something pretty back there. It's like, it's a large garden compared to what I've had before, which was no garden in a townhouse, but you know what I mean. So it feels like a lot that I need to do something with. Yeah, for those of you who might like this sort of Renaissance cottagecore style, I actually told one of my friends that I'm doing a cottagecore pregnancy because all I feel like wearing are dresses. I blame my little girl for that, but somehow I guess the skin on my stomach feels sensitive to tight fabrics. So even though my bump is not that big yet, I like loose clothing. I've gotten some maternity clothing, but I can still also wear regular clothes and my clothes as long as it's not too uncomfortably tight. So I got 3 of these dresses. The red one is different and doesn't have the ruffles at the top if that's not your jam. This is certainly a lot of volume compared to like how I usually dress, but I'm kind of, I don't know, my pregnant state, I'm here for it. I like this kind of romantic vibe. And then I got a pink one, which is totally identical to the one I'm wearing, and I might get one more, maybe a green one or something. What do you guys think? How should I complete this set of dresses? I feel like I cannot justify any more than that. We're late in the summer, so I don't think I'll get the cream one that everyone seems to have, that I think Tejan was wearing in the shot that she shared, but I just love it, and it's like 30 bucks, so it's a great deal. Because most of my plans for the weekend, other than brunch and fruit shopping with my mom, is unboxing stuff. We're still in a lot of boxes. I have to unbox my whole office and then ship orders. So that's kind of what I'll be up to. I'm really looking forward to making jewelry, but I'm not looking forward to organizing all of these strands of pearls so that there's some, you know, rhyme or reason to my business organization. Kitchen's already done. Clothing is like half done. Living room is done. So we're like starting to be in home stretch, but like definitely not anywhere nearly there yet. We are doing a lot of little repairs and decorating too, so that's part of what is gonna prolong the settling in journey by like quite a lot, but it's kind of fun, you know. I'm in nesting mode right now, or supposed to be, so kind of makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna eat a snack, I think, before we go for brunch. I eat more snacks than I used to. I'm gonna have some Brazil nuts, which is one of my favorite things, which is high in selenium. One of my friends recommended it as a good snack to have from when she was pregnant a couple of years ago. So I'm gonna have some of those and see you guys a little bit later. Look who I found with some giant sandwiches.
The happy grandma.
Yes, yes, we're having a 3-generational day. I'm sure she's gonna enjoy the sandwich. I'm really hungry, so I ordered something enormous. And we're at the Calcutta Grill. It's really pretty here. Maybe I'll show you the view a little bit later, but there's an incredible view. It's a little bit cloudy today. Yeah, but anyway, we're gonna eat now. We're really starving, so. We have chosen our basket. Here's my mom.
What do you think?
They're very pretty, but they're much more frivolous, and I think more unlikely to last more than another few weeks. But Yeah, I have to have these ones because I just love the colors. This one has an ornamental sweet potato and then lots of orange. Yeah, that's what she said. And it's orange and red. I think this one will probably be, I actually don't know. One will be the front of the house, the other one the back of the house. And that one is red and purple, and I just love the color combination. I thought it was really unusual. So, and then underneath this, there's a lot of fruit that I'm trying not to crush. Ta-da! I love how oversized it is and the unexpected combination of the dark red, it's like a scarlet with a little bit of white, and the purple. I just love it. I think it's so pretty, and it kind of works with the colors that we have going on here because they repainted and redid the entire deck in this rather, shall we say, unexpected color right before we moved in that we did not get asked about. So here is BB. She approves the design choice. Right, Precious? Oh, and Sammy, double kitty. Yeah? What do you two think? Mostly they like the birds that are behind me in the trees. Yeah. And I am just hitting the office organization front right now. Of course, I have something to watch on my laptop. These are the 3 like priority boxes with my business essentials for me to unpack, but all of this is empty now. Needs to be filled out. It's gonna be a long but kind of relaxing evening that I'm quite looking forward to. As usual, I have something to watch on my laptop while I organize and make orders. Very typical. We're not in Hallmark mode yet, but we will get there eventually. I'll just be a lot more pregnant when we get there this year. And yeah, I have some new things coming in, new designs that I'm thinking of. And then you guys know I do repairs of jewelry, and I got one, and oh my gosh, she sent it so long ago, and I think it just went on a round the world trip, and it finally got here, and it also included a beautiful gift, so I'm going to email her just now. But this is such a lovely, thoughtful gift because she knows I like to cook with olive oil. So this is a stopper that opens and closes automatically. It looks really snazzy. So I'm gonna do her repair tonight. Hopefully I will get to it and start shipping things out and being back in business again. So I'm having a no makeup, no bra day, but this is what we've gotten up to so far today. And when I say we, I mean daddy to be, and then I just get to look at it and take cute photos because it actually required a little bit more assembly than I thought it would. It came in 2 giant boxes, and this is a beautiful present from Mamie, or grandma, as you guys would think of her. But that's her chosen grandma name in French is Mamie. And she got us this beautiful stroller. It's the Uppa Baby Vista in Emmet Mélange, which I think they should just call sage green because in different light it does photograph really differently. It's looking more gray here because it's compared to the, you know, green messy grass. We're still working on this yard. It's kind of our labor of love to work on, but this is the bassinet. There's a 3rd attachment, of course, for when she's older as well, and I got that in charcoal on the Strolleria website where I purchased this with my mom. It was available in white, in black, and in charcoal, and I chose a charcoal because a lot of her outfits are going to be pretty colorful. I think the white would have looked really nice as well, but this is what we went for. I love the leather-like accent details. This reminds me of the leather on Mercedes cars when I was shopping for cars. And most of my friends have really highly recommended this stroller, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me. I think it was in the Nordstrom sale as well, but it was in gray, and both myself and my partner preferred this color, so that's what we got, and we love it. And the bassinet, of course, does clip on as well, so I'll show you what that looks like. And this is what it looks like with the bassinet on for walks around the neighborhood, and she can take little naps in here. I really love the super classic lines of it. I think they've achieved a nice style combination of modern but still very, very classic in terms of how everything looks for when the baby is really little. And then for I think past 3 months is the upright attachment, or even a bit older than that. And it also has the canopy that looks very much like this in the Emmett green color. So I still have to figure out exactly how I'm going to hang my purse on here, but that is to be determined, along with how to get my coffee on there as well. I was hoping that it would come, you know, for the price with a coffee cup attachment. I ordered one, but it actually did not fit. So that's still to be determined for this setup for mommy, who will need her coffee. But I just love how it looks. Otherwise, I really love it. Beautiful gift from my mom. We feel very lucky. And now we're going to put this away, because otherwise the next clip I'll be showing you will be of both cats in there. Still no makeup on, but I did put a bra on so I can come and say hi. My desk is finally set up. I have things rolling. It makes me feel so much better and so much more at home in a new place, to have my business be at home here as well. I thought I would just show you what the desk looks like, even though now I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's kind of a disaster, but I know where everything is in the drawers, you know, with all of my pearl inventory and so forth. So plus I even have my creative juices flowing. I made myself this necklace, which is, here, I'll take it off so you can see it properly. The lighting in here is not fantastic, but it is dollar pearls. They're a little bit pear-shaped. I think they're really pretty, and they have kind of a multicolor candy effect going on, so I really like that. And I made that for myself late last night, you know, when those creative juices are usually flowing for me. So I'm working on a pair of snowflake earrings right now, which are my little hoops with small little dangling pearls. Very delicate and pretty. One of my favorite things to wear during the summer, especially from my collection. So here we go. I've got my Pellegrino, my outbound orders, glue, my little oyster light, which is fun because it changes colors. I guess this is the main thing that I mean when I say I have my desk set up, because now I'm like, actually this is super messy and it doesn't really look like anything. But I have my little Kieran from when I was in Hong Kong. These are jade, possibly real, possibly fake, but it's from the jade market, and the lady who sold them to me told me they were very lucky for commerce, so they always watch over my business. And I've got my little thank you cards here for orders in between them. So that's kind of like one of the first things that I always set up, along with my super old but still very effective label printer. And different colored pens. These are my go-to boxes with like items, like inventory for most frequently ordered items. This is a necklace of mine that is horribly tangled that I need to work on, so it's like a repair for myself. And then I've got all my pliers lying around, which just, you know, is what it looks like when I make jewelry. And then I have this as well playing in the background. It's not really, you know, making orders if there's no Gossip Girl or Hallmark playing in the background. So I found it on HBO Max. This is season 2. I'm really excited for the Hamptons episodes. One of my favorite style-wise moments on TV. I still love Serena's Grecian goddess dress from the White Party so much. And then, yeah, everything else about that season basically. So yeah, I'm gonna go and mail these out, hence the bra, and then make some halibut for dinner. Voila, we have the snowflake hoops going out to their new owner, and then I thought I'd show you this a bit more close up. I think these pearls are super interesting. I only ordered enough for 2, so I might make a second and list it along with a few other things I showed you in my last vlog video, where I had baby on board but didn't know it yet, and I made a few kind of more bespoke pieces in that video as well, and have been toying with the idea of just listing kind of one-offs for fun on my site. Being that from a business sense kind of standpoint, some items just don't make sense to scale into a full collection, or I don't think they'll be popular enough because they're kind of random and different and quirky. But if I love them, then I think it might be fun to list them as kind of one-off pieces. So stay tuned. I think in the info bar down below. When I post this vlog, I might have that section up, and then I'll just be continuously adding things throughout the summer and early fall probably. I don't want to do it for the holidays. I think it would be too stressful, especially with how pregnant I'll be. I don't really have a business continuity plan yet for that period, but for now, you know, with summer and just a lot of fun gemstones and pearls that I have in stock right now, I think it might be neat to just list some fun one-off pieces. So I'll include that link down below if I get to it. And yeah, I'm gonna chip this off. I'm getting some princess kicks, which means it's time to make dinner shortly. So I'm just gonna pack this order of the hoops up and then go make dinner. All right, so I'm making dinner. Like I said, I'm gonna pan fry some halibut with a little bit of white wine and butter, French style, pre-flouring it. And then I'm making my mom's side dish. So I stir fried here some mushrooms, garlic, onion, and arugula and spinach. It's like one of those salad blends that I had left over. And I don't recommend that you copy me. Copy my mom, and I will include her recipe down below. This is just what I had in the fridge. She just uses spinach, and she doesn't even cook it. She puts the raw spinach in with the potatoes and bakes it. And I'll include all of her instructions for that translated. And this is scalloped potatoes with the vegetable in it. So it's a complete side dish, which is amazing. She doesn't even put any cheese in it. I'm going to put a little bit because I feel like I'm doing my own riff on it anyway. I'll put a little bit of grated Parmesan, but then you make 3, 2, 1. But the neat tip is, contrary to virtually every recipe you'll find online, it uses half and half. And really, like, if you use some cheese like I will not use a lot. You do not need a ton of stuff to make scalloped potatoes delicious. Half and half is plenty. You just want enough of it so that every layer of potatoes, kind of like a lasagna, that's my little snack pile of chips right there, don't mind that, has enough to sort of make it creamy and not dry. So here's my stack of scalloped potatoes. Here's how else you should do like my mom and not like me. She has a mandolin. I can't really be trusted with one, to be quite honest. I'm a little bit accident prone, so I'd be kind of nervous using one, and I've just never bought one. So I did my best to thinly slice all of the potatoes myself. So it's going to be more, I guess my version, we'll just call it rustic, like country style. It's going to be more brown because of the mushrooms, and not quite as sophisticated as hers. But it is such a good idea to combine like a lightened up version of scalloped potatoes with vegetables so that you only need to make one side dish, not two. I'm a big fan of the idea. All credit goes to her, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. If at least this doesn't look good to you, we can't be friends. This looks good too, but I mean, look at this. Yum. Of course it won't be as good as the one my mom made, but I still think it'll be better than any kind of steakhouse scalloped potatoes, because you can see there isn't like all that oil. They're always so oily when you get them in restaurants because they overdo how much richness needs to go in. Half and half is plenty. You can see how yummy it got, and crispy, and even though it's like not super thinly sliced, it's still got that scalloped potato texture. I'm gonna eat that piece as soon as it's cool enough for me not to really injure myself, and finish off this yummy fish. Hello everyone, I'm at Nordstrom. I'm on my way to go see my mom for dinner and get my nails and toes done a little bit later after work. But it's lunchtime and I stopped at Nordstrom. I wanted to check out, make sure they didn't have anything else in the baby section that I missed out on. And there are so many racks here. I do not have the energy to even start looking through them. I'm just giving you the heads up. Extra pregnant today because it's so hot. I actually skipped vlogging yesterday. My apologies. I had really nothing to report. I just worked and worked and suffered from the heat and took it easy a little bit. So today though, as a little treat, I got some cheesecake slices from Cheesecake Factory. My mom said she was making a healthy dinner, so you know, we had to balance it out with some 1,000-calorie cheesecake, of course. And the last time, so this is obviously the Bellevue location, the last time that I had cheesecake there, the original kind, it tasted suspiciously better than average. I don't know if it's just like me right now or if it actually was better than usual, but it was extra like light tasting, even though there's nothing light about it. So I'm gonna go back out into the heat and survive, hopefully on my way to my car. Even just like a 2-minute walk, I'm like, whew, really overheating. So, but you know, we're in Nordstrom, even though I don't really have much to say or show you. I just had to do quick little clips. So time to head out. I have a 2 p.m. meeting and I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Having a fancy afternoon tea. So this is a dressed up Cheesecake Factory cheesecake, but it's also kind of a life hack because I think their original cheesecake is the best. I haven't tried all of them, but I like the simplicity of it and the lightness of the texture, at least from the Bellevue location. But I'm pretty sure if you get original with strawberries, they give you strawberries that have a whole lot of syrup on them. So this tastes way better, and then you feel like you're having a nice, oh thank you, fancy. Back to my favorite nail place again, Bayside Nails here in downtown Kirkland. Last time I came, I got Mod About You. Little nail it's got like a hole in it from moving. They're just really a little bit ragged, and I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but my nails have been growing much faster since I got pregnant, or at least during the last few months. I haven't really noticed that much of a difference with my hair, maybe because it's damaged, I don't know, but I definitely noticed a difference with my nails, so I'm now having to come about every 3 weeks instead of 4 to 5 weeks, which is what I used to come. But today I'm okay with it because they're kind of damaged, and I want them a little bit shorter and pinker to celebrate that I'm having a girl. So yeah, let's head in, pick a color, and hopefully it's not too hot in there. I am ready for an outdoor concert. It is so hot. I just haven't really felt like getting in front of the camera because I'm just sweaty upper lip vibes all the time these past few days. But I do love this dress. It's from Spell and the Gypsy. It's very like pregnant in medieval times, or Renaissance pregnant kind of vibes. It makes me like extra bumpy, but I thought it would be really cute for a little bump photo with my new hair color, because I don't really have a photo right now where I'm not blonde. So yeah, it's got this pretty eyelet going on, and it's so hot, my hair is sticking to me. I might bring a hair clip and then just leave my hair down for just the picture. And I have my little earrings here that I designed recently, the little twirly seashells on hoops that I really like because I just really was not at all feeling any big jewelry. And then we need to check in on my nails because I'm so pleased with them. She always does such an awesome job. But it was really late yesterday by the time I left the salon. So here they are, really pretty kind of coral pink color, and then these kind of cherry colored little hearts, just like the emoji. I thought it was really cute, and my other hand is exactly the same. And I got my nails done quite a bit shorter because the length was driving me crazy. So yeah, this way it has a little bit of, you know, something to grow into before their tail-ons. To be outside, and there's Elvis music to boot. What more could I want? I have potato chips, my partner is investigating fried chicken, Pellegrino, and we brought our own smoothies to be healthy as well. Perfect summer evening, as long as I'm out of the house, that is. I shared this quite a long time ago, but I still am loving these sandals. These are my Hermes dupe sandals, complete with the stitching of a different color and everything. I think they're so cute and so comfortable. They've really kind of molded to my foot like, well, they are real leather, but like a more expensive shoe would. So I think these are just so great if you're looking for something that really looks very, very similar to the real thing, but you don't want to spend the money on some flats, because I personally don't think that I would. I would probably get some of their more fancy shoes. So yeah, that's combined with this dress what I wore to the concert. Yummy caprese salad for lunch. I like to add avocado, which is not traditional, and a lot of tomato, like all of the tomato. And I actually really like this balsamic vinegar from Trader Joe's. It's definitely more on the sweet side, so I balance it out in the dressing that's on the salad with a little bit of sherry vinegar, and it's the perfect balance. Good morning, everyone. So I'm just having my coffee out here this morning before I get to work, and I thought it would be fun to catch up with you and have a rare moment of pure whining. I really hesitate to put more negativity out onto the internet because it's already such a negative place. It's been kind of a scary place as well to talk about my pregnancy or my experience of it, because I just wish that everyone either didn't care or were as kind as most of you are. And I truly don't mind when people don't care, but when there is just this really aggressive response to something that I might say offhand, it always takes me aback and makes me feel like I just want to retreat into my kind of personal private little shell. But here's an experience that I had yesterday that I think any of you who might kind of visualize things in this kind of excited movie-like way might relate to. So one of the visions I've always had of being pregnant is going to pregnancy, like prenatal fitness classes of some kind. I don't think I ever really had a vision of like what it would be. Would it be something in water, like a swimming pool, like water aerobics? I know one of you recommended a class that unfortunately has, you know, been completely canceled. It's really, really hard to find classes nowadays, or if I thought it would be more of just like a version of something I currently, you know, have been loving over the last few years, like bar or Pilates. But I guess I always thought I would do something group-wise, and also, you know, to meet other expecting mothers or mothers that live in my area. I think it's a pretty common like thing to want to do. So I always had that vision, and I had a really, really, really hard time finding anything, truly. Like even driving up to like 40 minutes away, there's very, very little. I have since this experience found one thing I'm gonna try that's about like a 30-minute drive away, which I'm willing to do. But otherwise, yeah, most of my mom friends live in Canada, so it's, you know, a little bit difficult. So I thought I had just like, you know, won the research jackpot, you know, when you have those moments looking stuff up online and you think you found the perfect thing. I found this like kind of subtly listed outdoor yoga class, prenatal outdoor yoga class, and it was a version of a class that's normally taught in a gym but that had moved outside for the summer. I don't want to identify it too much because I'm not trying to like throw shade at anyone here. I'm just trying to like tell you about a really hard afternoon I had yesterday. So I coordinated with the teacher for the class. She seemed really nice, and she told me the details of where she was at and when it was and so forth, and so I went yesterday. And I just had the worst time, and you know, it just turned out to be just a nothing sandwich. Is that even an expression? I don't even know. But it just turned out to be like very draining, because the reality of what it was like and my, you know, afternoon was so different than my, you know, mind fantasy that I had built up over the previous week of planning to go. So first of all, I had a really hard time finding it, and it was further away than I thought it was. So I was like already feeling nervous that I was going to inconvenience everyone by showing up late. And I wasn't actually late. I was like you know, 5 minutes before class, but I wanted to get there a little bit earlier than that. So I show up and I'm like, okay, well, it looked nothing like what she had described. She had said that it was like a fruit orchard, and there was nothing that looked like that whatsoever anywhere. I like drove around, walked around, couldn't find it. But she'd given me her house address, so I hesitantly walked down there. I really didn't want to go and interrupt her family or anything like that, but I could not find it, and I had told her I was going, so it was like either be a no-show or, you know, kind of persist. So I persisted, and at first no one came to the door, then a dog came to the door and scared the daylights out of me, and then eventually the instructor came out, and she was kind, so this is not, you know, personal complaint in any way, but wow, did it ever burst my bubble. So class was canceled, not only for that day, but also in general, because then she's going on vacation, which she didn't tell me before, so that was kind of like, oh, okay. And yeah, there was basically like no more prenatal class. It was just like not a thing because it was canceled because of the heat. Then she's going on vacation, and then she's not doing it anymore. So I was like, oh, okay, like balloon is already deflated. Everything looks really different than what I had imagined. There's like no like romantic clearing where the yoga happened. So I don't even know how it worked before when the class was still going on. But then I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, my mind is turning to how I really would like to do something physical with other women, and I couldn't really find anything that was prenatal specific. So I asked her about it because I know that that's, you know, the area that she works in, and she was like, oh, yeah, no one's doing anything anymore anywhere. And I was like, well, what about outside of the neighborhood? You know, I'm willing to drive somewhere. And she said, no, there's nothing. All the classes I know about have been canceled. So that was my night yesterday, and it was definitely like a moment where I guess I felt the hormones or whatever, just like the disappointment of having my vision not match up to the reality at all, just really deflate me. And I just kind of had to take the night to just feel sad about it, because I'm such a problem solver. So immediately I threw myself at the internet to try and find something else, and I didn't last night. I couldn't find anything, and then this morning I decided to throw the net even a little bit further, and I did find something that is geared to moms, so I am gonna try that next week. And they had a proper website where I could sign up and sign a waiver, and you know, all of those good legal things that make me feel like it's a location where I will be expected, and that is, you know, experienced, and it's a real place. So that was my night yesterday, and that is my little rant. But I guess I also wanted to put this out there in case there are any of you, because I know there are quite a few of you who've reached out to tell me that you are also expecting, and also kind of an end of year due date. And so I don't want to say my exact due date, because then I feel like I'm on like giving birth watch, but that's, you know, it's going to be an end of year baby, or beginning of 2023, something around there. It's on the cusp. So I just wanted to tell all of you who may be kind of in a similar period of your life, if that's what you're going through, it's actually quite hard, because I feel like so many things have been canceled. So services and experiences and groups that I guess I always took for granted would exist for when my time came, just seem to have dissipated. So that makes it a little bit harder and lonelier than I guess I thought it would be. But I will continue to persist and let you know along the way how it's going. To my outfit today, I'm wearing these cute little pine cone earrings that I think I'm going to really enjoy wearing during the fall. And then I walked in, put my coffee down, and then came back to just quickly mention my dress. So this is from Anthropologie. It's looking a little tight around here, but I'm okay with it. It's stretchy and comfortable, and I love the color. It's like a true Kelly green. And this outfit was picked out specifically for one of my followers. She sent me the cutest photo of herself and her son wearing this dress from when I recommended it. I don't know, it's got to be at least 5 years ago. It's a long time ago. I am actually like, I think it's really fun that we both still have the dress and still love it. Mine's feeling a little tight, but I still love it. fun things to show you that just arrived in the mail today. Well, not everything is new. Most things are new. This is not new. I've been sleeping with this for a while with this part unfastened. Supposedly sleeping on your left side is better, so that's facing away from my partner, which is kind of sad. So I'd say I do it like most of the time when I'm unconscious, not all of the time when I'm conscious. But this one has been really good, and it's a really cheap one off of Amazon, and I'll tell you why I really like it, and the new one doesn't replace it. They kind of have different purposes. So I love clasping it like this and using it for either lower back support to sit up and watch TV, or more likely, I think I've told you guys before, my favorite thing to do on Saturday morning is get through any work emails that I didn't get through during the week, or do a little bit of research or start drafting for things for the following week, so I don't have Sunday scaries, which, you know, many attorneys do have in an extreme kind of way. So I like to use this in bed with my bump nestled here and the laptop on top, and it's still, my bump is small enough and the pillow is super thick so that the laptop doesn't touch my stomach, which I really like. I don't think I would do that for like many hours, but it works really well for short periods of time, so I really like that. But then I wanted something a little bit bigger and softer that I could kind of mold more easily, because this one is more of like, I don't know, I guess like a stiff traditional pillow texture. And so I actually ordered 2 others, both of which I hated, and sent them back because I was so skeptical about this one, which is the BB Hug Me, that was recommended by Fleur de Force. And I understand now why she likes it, because it is so nice in person. I cannot wait to sleep with it. There's some really funny reviews if you look at the page about like just men and everyone of all ages loving to sleep with it, because it's so moldable and a beanbag texture, which is really different. What put me off of it was these weird big ties. Now that I see them in person, they're actually really like a soft rubber, like kitchen tools, same kind of material. It's a Norwegian company. I think you can actually also fold over this fabric to hide these if you find that they get bothersome, but I really like this. You can now buy separate covers as well from their own site. So I'm going to buy one spare if I do like sleeping with it tonight. And you can twist this and turn it to kind of mold to your body, but I like the size of it. I think it's an appropriate size for a pregnancy pillow for me. The other ones that I ordered and sent back were so big. I mean, they would take over more than half of a king size bed, and we have a queen size, so not gonna work. Then I have this book lying around. Who wants to see a lattes in literature at some point? This book is so good. Danielle Steele, I think, is very underrated for like today's generation, or people who like to read vacation kind of fiction or historical fiction. This one is actually set in the early 1900s. I think she was such a wonderful author, and remains kind of super popular. You know, everyone knows her name, but underrated as to her writing, even as compared to Nora Roberts, whose books I see people reading more often nowadays, you know, people who are my age. So yeah, I got that book from a used bookstore, and I've been really loving it. And I will do a full lattes in literature about everything that I've been reading, because I'm back into reading after taking quite a long break just with intensity of work and life. And now I'm really back into it and loving it. Then something I discovered recently as I begin to build my pregnancy fall wardrobe is this brand, which is Brandon Maxwell for Walmart collection. So I don't think it's actually a capsule collection like Target does. I think he's doing it for quite a while. And the quality of this is so nice. It is not a natural fiber like I usually like, but it's very light for a sweater dress, and not too thick and not too thin. And I'm trying to see if I can show you the color. Just arrived. It's like a dark sage green. The camera is not doing it justice. It makes it look more yellowy because it's kind of late in the day light. But I love the v-neck style, that it's a sweater dress. It's super stretchy, and it's not a pregnancy piece at all. So I got an extra small. Maybe I should have gotten a small, but it said it was oversized, kind of a bit more of a boyfriend fit for a sweater dress, and I thought it would look really cute with boots for fall, pregnant or not. And I'm trying to get kind of sweaters and things that will look nice both while I'm pregnant and postpartum. So that is one of the more affordable things that I picked up. Little outfit of the evening. I love this dress so much. I don't know if it's still available, but I will link it down below if it is, because I guess it fits all sizes. I haven't worn it for a while, so it's kind of fun to wear it with my little bun. And I just wanted my hair out of my face, so I grabbed this headband, which is actually my mom's, like 20 years ago, that she wore and then gave to me. So I like the combination of prints. I actually got 2 messages recently about this purse and whether I'm still using it. It's the Chanel medallion, and yes, I'm still loving and using it. And then I have my little Valentino Gladiator sandals, which are several years old now, but still going strong. And we are going out for a little air-conditioned date night, which I'm so excited about. We found out that one of the restaurants we've been wanting to try has air conditioning. Hopefully it will kind of fill that craving for me from living in Vancouver for delicious Chinese food. So we are off for that, and I'm so excited. So it's just the 2 of us, but you would never guess. Chicken mushroom, beef and broccoli, probably my all-time favorite, and mapo tofu, which is so big. Like, here's my hand for comparison. Hi, cuties. It's kind of hot out, yeah.
Do you think they have chickens too, or do they use a chicken coop for these 2 guys?
It's probably just the ducks. I feel like we'd hear the chickens.
Ducks are fun.
Yeah. So we went from Green Lake, where apparently there are urban ducks, which is awesome, to one of my favorite gelato places. I used to go to the Fremont location when I lived in South Lake Union, but this is the Wallingford location, which I've never been to before. And hot tip, it has no lines, even though it's Saturday, which is awesome. I think it might be a little bit less busy than their other location. And I have tiramisu and stracciatella, probably 2 of my top 3 flavors of all time. And how fun, I just saw this and I'm actually going to see it with my mom tomorrow, which I think is officially the 5th time we have seen Mamma Mia on stage over the years, over like a decade, but still, so fun. Good morning, everyone. I am just arriving at my mom's place. Today is our Mamma Mia mother-daughter day. We're gonna go for brunch at the Heathman. They apparently have some kind of brunch buffet going on that we want to try. Mamma Mia, which will be so fun because my mom and I truly have seen it so many times that I can't actually count them. I think we saw it in New York twice, but before that, the first time we ever saw it was actually in Melbourne, Australia, which is so random, but we still talk about how that was the best performance we ever saw because I don't know if it's Australian people, shout out to all my wonderful Australian followers, but the whole audience was like dancing, and I think part of it was that it was a new musical at the time, whereas the Broadway performance was definitely like people were only getting up and excited at the very end for the encore songs. But either way, no matter where you see it, big, small, medium production, I think it's always a really fun musical and one of our favorites. So I don't know if I'll get the chance to do an outfit of the day, but I have a Free People dress on. My seatbelt is, as usual, super uncomfortable with my bump. And I have these new sunglasses that are called the Henrietta sunglasses that the Duchess of Cambridge wore to Wimbledon, not this summer, but last summer. And they were on pre-order for a long time, and they've arrived, and I love them. They're very Celine-like, but for a fraction of the price of Celine, which is pretty neat. And then I have my Tahitian pearl necklace that I made in my last vlog with little gemstones in between each Baroque Tahitian pearl. I thought I'd dressed up this maxi dress in a nice way. It's just still so hot today. Supposedly it's supposed to cool down from here on, but I definitely can't tell yet. I've gotten kind of minimal sleep because of it. We have an air conditioning machine on the way, but it hasn't arrived yet, which is so typical. So, all right, time to stop wasting gas and sitting here in the nice air conditioning, and I will catch up with you guys a little bit later.
Oh no, that is sweet.
Look, that's maple syrup. You want to say hi? Here's my mom and her invention. So she asked for muffins or the waffles that it came with, she got hash browns. I think it sounds like an excellent combination. So there's your creation. And then I got Florentine, so avocado, spinach, you know, more traditional, with some hash browns on the side, but I asked for biscuits instead of English muffins because I think we both agree that English muffins can be like a little bit overrated, you know, like if they're good English muffins and they're toasted, like properly toasted with lots of butter, then they stay crispy with the hollandaise sauce. But if they're not, they can be really soggy and just kind of, you know, they add nothing to the dish. So anyway, all right.
It's all in the sauce.
Yeah, and it's all about the exposing. So I have some delicious chunky smoked salmon in the fridge that, you know, it's getting to that point where it should be eaten. And so I thought I would take the opportunity to have pasta night, and it's been quite a while since my friend and I had a good hangout here, Mr. Phillips, so I thought I would bring him out of retirement. I had Philip in a large, deep pantry cabinet at our previous place, and so I wanted to whip him out and actually have him on the counter for a while here as a reminder to use him. There's no reason why I stopped. It just got really easy to use dried pasta, which I have been ordering in bulk. I've been getting DiCecco, which I love. I don't discriminate with pasta. I love fresh and dried, and so I just kind of have been going with dried because it was convenient, since he was very far at the back, and he's pretty heavy, I will say. If you get one, there's now a smaller model than this one, which is, oh my gosh, this is old. It's not 10 years old, but it's at least 7 years old. It's definitely not on the new side, but you can see it's still in really good condition. And I'm kind of feeling like a chunky spaghetti, and it puffs up when you cook it, so the spaghetti attachment looks small, but it actually produces a nice thick noodles. So I'm really excited. Actually, I'm looking forward to this now. And then I'm gonna make simple cherry tomato creamy sauce with some leftover salmon and maybe some shrimp as well. So that's the plan for Sunday night dinner. Still so satisfying, even after all these years. For those of you who may have one or want one, this is about the right texture or slightly drier. And I use the measurement cup that it comes with. That really is the best way to do it. Look at that. And I find if I'm cooking it today, I don't even need to flour it after it comes out. Just make small piles of noodles, and once it hits, you know, boiling hot water, any sort of little tangles come undone. If I was going to keep it in the fridge or freeze it, I might add a little bit of a dusting just to be safe. So with that deliciousness shown to you, I think this is a good spot to end the vlog. I have loved sharing this week with you. It's been really fun, pretty relaxed, nothing crazy to note, but it makes me feel like vlogging some more. So let me know in the comments below if you're into it too, then I will do it. And any other video requests that you might have for the next little while before we get into nursery stuff, because I'm really wanting to properly, you know, do my nesting in that room, but we're like not quite there yet. So let me know the next few videos you would like to see before we get to that. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next installment on Style. Bye. Hi cuties. It's kind of hot out, yeah.
Do you think they have chicken? Probably have chickens too, or do they use a chicken coop for these two guys?
It's probably just the ducks. I feel like we'd hear the chickens.
Ducks are fun.
Yeah. Very
Feeding them
cute.
chips and seeing them try to eat it.